This will literally blow your mind. Terrence Howard is about to reveal the extraordinary impact of hidden frequency rhythms, a secret long held by ancient civilizations and now gaining modern attention.
I've spent 45 years searching these things out and trying to figure out what the universe really, how it really worked. I want you guys to know about a 6,000-year-old secret. 6,000 years, mankind has been trying to decipher this one little thing called the flower of life. This is one of the oldest symbols in human history, right? This symbol was found in the Temple of Osiris in Egypt, and it had been molecularly burned into the wall. And it's 6,000 years old. This same symbol has been found in the forbidden temples in China, sitting under the fufu dogs, and the foot on it, the flower of life, saying whoever controlled that flower of life controlled the universe. There were secrets in that flower of life that Da Vinci spent his whole life trying to uncover. There were secrets in that flower of life that Newton spent his whole life in secret trying to uncover. They were trying to find a way to bring this flower to life because what is inside of it? Well, apparently there were secrets inside of it. Shapes, they got the Merkaba and all of those other things out of it. But they were misled by something I think called a straight line. You believe there's straight lines in the universe? Well, let me hit you with something. All energy in the universe is expressed in what? It's in motion. If something is still, there's no energy. Kinetic, right? All motion is expressed in what? You look at galaxies, are they expressed in straight lines? Expressed in vortices. All vortices are expressed in what? Waves. All waves are curved. Show me a straight line in nature. You show me where the platonic solids come from. Where do they have their foundations in our universe? Are there any straight lines? If you look at anything, there are no straight lines. That's been the mistake. We've been looking at these straight lines, this Euclidean way of thinking, and missing the curvature of nature. So here we are, back with the curvature of nature. And you have all these little pieces. Now, this has always been an information system. Compare some of these points, take a point here, and say, well, what's the space in between all of these things? Now, they've said that all the in-between spaces, if this is the Earth and this is the moon right here, all this in-between space is filled with what? A void. There's nothing in the void. Well, I found that there is something in the void. The elementary fundamental particles that they've been searching for at the CERN Collider, the Hadron Collider in CERN, I found that their energy signatures matched perfectly to some of the pieces that I was able to pull out of here. They couldn't get it out of this two-dimensional frame, and as a result, they got stuck in this plane, a flat plane. But all of these wave conjugations, all of these states of matter, all of these things, it's time for that to be changed now. We have changed all of our buildings to be aerodynamic. Our airplanes are no longer based on a two-dimensional Euclidean way of life, but our math is still based on a two-dimensional way. And I think in order for us to reach the future, we have to examine that. Do you guys know about loops in math? Do you believe in loops? Do you know the square root of 2? Do you think that's a loop? Do you believe that the square root of 2 is the square root of 2? I want y'all to take out your phone for a minute then. We're gonna do one thing. Put it on the calculator and turn it to the side so you can get all the long numbers out of it. Now I want you to put in 2 and square root it. 2, hit the square root, you'll get 1.414213562373095 ... right? Now I want you guys to do me a favor, cube it. It'll see right over there, it'll be x to the 3. It'll see 2.828427121746190. Now that makes sense. I want you guys to do me a favor, divide it by 2, get that number, cube it again, divide it by 2, cube it again, and I want you to do that until the end of your lives. And that number will still come up with 2.828427121746190. Any other number that you, above 2, that you put in and you cube and you square, cube and divide by 2, by the 6th operation, it has moved into an exponential number that you can't even imagine. Any number below 2 that you do that same operation with, it will go into an exponentially small matter and number. This is what we call a loop. It is illogical, it doesn't make sense, and it does not make math make sense. So these are some things that I'm bringing to the fore and that I would like to question. I would like to audit the math, the world of mathematics, and I would like to audit how we view the platonic solids, because I think the new wave conjugations will tell a better story of how our world works. So our DNA is made up of what? 5 elements, right? Hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and oxygen. Do you know how they're arranged? The phosphorus sits right here in the middle, and you've got 4 oxygen atoms surrounding it. Then there's another phosphorus, 2 more oxygen atoms. Now these are the legs of that double helix. These are the legs. Now the latter steps on it, they become the adenine, the guanine, the cytosine, and thymine, the ATCGs. It turns out hydrogen, they used to think that energy, the body transferred or understood the energy information through electricity. They're finding out it's through frequency. Well, guess what hydrogen sounds like? It's a key of E. Guess what? And it's the color yellow. That's what proper physics gets you to. Oxygen is a chartreuse, and it's the key of F over F sharp. Now they used to, like I said, information used to be thought about as just electrical information passing on. But I got a question for you. Have you ever been at a party with some of your friends you ain't seen in 10 years, but y'all was like 14, you hung out and there was a song that came on and you was like, ah, and everybody got up and was live at that moment. Now say 10 years later you got a friend with you, he's a good guy, but he wasn't there when me and my boys formed this. So when that song comes on, our DNA tightens. There's a particular song, a scale in the genomes for each and every one of us. Now, when that song is played, when your particular prime resonant frequency is played, guess what happens? Your DNA celebrates and tightens. Everything else gets pushed out. Harmonic wave resequencing. The carbon is also the key of E and yellow. The nitrogen is G. And all these play a song. So say that the F over F sharps of the oxygen, the green, is only hitting at an F. Why? Because there's another frequency coming in from a generator over there that's changing and causing it to change. And when the F hits the carbon, instead of hitting as an F sharp, it hits as an F, so when it hits the carbon at an E, it doesn't hit it quite right, so the domino don't file right. So the next domino hits wrong. And so now we have malformation happening within our DNA because the frequencies are being pushed off. But when we hear our tone, we tighten back up. But I wanted you guys to understand how that works. It's so simple. You do not need to tear the human body apart when all you can do is use frequency to bring it back to its normal space.
Discover how these powerful frequencies, once embedded in the fabric of traditional cultures, are making a dramatic comeback. We're on the brink of rediscovering ancient wisdom, possibly explaining a significant shift in the music industry. The intriguing transition from the harmonious 432 Hz to the standard 440 Hz in musical tuning. Perhaps this growing understanding sheds light on a significant shift in the music industry. The change in standard tuning of musical instruments from 432 Hz to 440 Hz. This subtle yet profound alteration begs the question, was this simply a matter of standardization, or is there more to this story? The standard tuning pitch, often referred to as the concert pitch, has varied throughout history. The tuning of A equals 432 Hz is said by some to be more harmonically aligned with the universe and the natural resonance of the human body. They often connect to ideas like those expressed by Terrence Howard, suggesting that there is a harmonic language embedded within our DNA, waiting to be played in the right key. The shift to 440 Hz occurred around the 20th century and has since become the accepted standard for tuning musical instruments. Some conspiracy theorists suggest that this was done with the knowledge that it would cause disharmony, anxiety, and a more aggressive response in the population. They argue that this decision, allegedly spearheaded by figures like Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi minister of propaganda, was a form of psychological manipulation. Nevertheless, the debate rages on. On one side, there are music theorists, historians, and musicians who contend that the difference in frequency is too slight to affect human consciousness in the way conspiracists claim. On the other, there are those who feel that the difference resonates through every note, affecting mood, consciousness, and even physical health. The controversy surrounding the tuning of music raises a fundamental question. Why are frequencies so important? If the difference of a few hertz in tuning can be the subject of such intense debate, it suggests a belief in the intrinsic power of frequency that resonates through history. From the chants of Gregorian monks to the tuning of Tibetan singing bowls, this belief belief is not only cultural, but also increasingly scientific as researchers delve into the effects of sound on the human body and consciousness. The importance of frequencies in music might extend beyond more preference or historical precedent. It taps into the very way our brains process sound waves, the vibrations they create, and how these can influence our emotional and psychological states. Some studies suggest that music tuned to certain frequencies may enhance mood or cognition, although more research is needed to establish definitive effects. As we ponder the implications of Terrence Howard's assertions and the historical shift in music tuning, it becomes clear that to understand the full impact, we need to venture deeper into the science of sound. It's within the realms of acoustics, neuroscience, and even quantum physics that we can search for the answers to how and why frequencies might hold such sway over our well-being. In the following segment, we shall delve into the complexities of frequencies, examining the science behind their influence from the molecular to the cosmic level. Frequency is a fundamental aspect of our universe, and possibly a key to unlocking more harmonious states of existence. Let's start small with the atom. The concept that matter is not solid but a cloud of potentialities comes from quantum mechanics, and electrons vibrate at specific frequencies determined by their energy levels, and these frequencies can be so exact that they define the identity of an atom. The atomic clock, a marvel of precision, is based on the vibrational frequency of cesium atoms, which is around 9,192,631,770 Hz, a frequency so stable that time itself is now defined by it. Moving into the biological domain, frequencies are equally critical. The human heart is a testament to this. The average resting heart rate sits between 60 to 100 beats per minute, each beat a frequency that can be affected by the slightest hormonal shift. Even brain function hinges on frequencies, with neural oscillations, which are brainwaves, varying from the low delta frequency, so 1 to 4 Hz, during sleep, to the highest beta frequency, which is 13 to 30 Hz, in active thought. Nikola Tesla famously quoted, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." His work on the alternating current system was a dance with frequencies, manipulating them to transmit energy across vast distances, changing the world forever. He speculated on the potential of frequencies to influence the physical world, with rumors of an experiment that nearly shook a building to its foundations using a small mechanical oscillator at a resonant frequency. The power of frequencies is evident not just in the transmission of energy, but in their potential for disruption when out of balance. For instance, the resonance frequency of human eye sockets is around 18 Hz. The exposure to this frequency can lead to discomfort and blurred vision. When architectural or natural frequencies align, as they did disastrously with the Tacoma Narrows Bridge in 1940, the consequences can be catastrophic. At the largest scale, celestial bodies resonate with frequencies born from their mass and the force of gravity. The music of spheres is not just poetic metaphor. Pulsars emit a detectable rhythmic frequency as they spin, and the sun resonates with helioseismic vibrations that help us understand its inner workings. As we delve into the profound implications of frequency, we realize that throughout history, many scientists and visionaries, from Tesla to modern researchers, have tried to convey the critical importance of frequencies. Yet, in the relentless pace of modern life, bombarded with a myriad of problems and distractions, these revolutionary insights often fade from public consciousness. It's as if the constant noise of our daily existence drowns out the subtle yet profound music of the universe that these figures have attempted to amplify for our collective benefit. This oversight might be one of our era's greatest follies, for if the universe is indeed composed of frequencies, then understanding and harnessing them could be transformative. Just as a single note played out of tune can ruin a symphony, a slight shift in the frequencies that govern our biological systems or our environment could have far-reaching consequences. Conversely, aligning with the correct frequencies might offer us unprecedented control over our health, technology, and the world around us. Throughout history, numerous individuals who have ventured beyond the conventional paradigms of science and society have often found their theories marginalized, their voices silenced. This pattern raises crucial questions about the nature of progress and the suppression of innovative ideas. Take, for instance, Nikola Tesla, whose profound genius revolutionized the world of physics and engineering. After his death, it's widely reported that many of his papers and research notes were confiscated by government agencies. The full extent of Tesla's work remains shrouded in mystery, fueling speculation that some of his revolutionary ideas were too transformative. or too threatening to be released to the public. Similarly, the curious case of Royal Raymond Rife, who claimed his Rife machine could cure cancer with frequency therapy, was met with considerable skepticism and legal challenges, leading to the eventual downfall of his research. Critics argue his science was flawed, while supporters suggest his work was undermined by a medical industry that felt threatened by his claims. Moving into the realm of entertainment and social influence, actor Terrence Howard presents a contemporary example. Known for his acting career, Howard's recent foray into the realm of alternative physics has been met with both intrigue and disdain. Whether his theories on the structure of DNA and its relation to frequencies hold water is subject to scientific scrutiny. Still, his abrupt descent from Hollywood raises eyebrows. It suggests a pattern where celebrities who diverge from their expected roles and advocate for radical ideas quickly find themselves ostracized. The pattern is disturbingly familiar, from Wilhelm Reich, who claimed his orgone energy discoveries could tackle diseases and was subsequently jailed, to more current figures like Dr. Judy Mikovits, whose controversial views on vaccines and virology have been staunchly opposed by the scientific community. These individuals often face a dichotomy. Either they are pioneers ahead of their time, or they are outliers whose theories simply do not align with empirical evidence. The issue at hand is not always about the validity of their claims, but the response they elicit. Society's discomfort with challenging the status quo often leads to the dismissal of ideas that deviate from the mainstream narrative. Is this a self-protective response from established institutions, or is it a mechanism that ultimately hinders progress by stifling innovation? Media's role in sculpting public consciousness cannot be understated, particularly when it intersects with health and science. Television and media, in their selective coverage, hold the reins on whether innovative ideas like the impact of frequencies on health are allowed into the mainstream or relegated to obscurity. The scant mainstream discussion of frequency therapies, despite historical and cultural precedents, points to a possible reluctance to explore paths that might disrupt established industries. The question then arises, are we neglecting potential breakthroughs because they don't fit into the powerful profit models of powerful entities? Moreover, the mockery of sensationalism that often greets these ideas in the media can undermine serious discourse that deter public interest. It creates an environment where only the already convinced seek out and engage with these theories, whereby preventing a broader dialogue. The intersection of sound and health is an intriguing area of study, one that is increasingly supported by empirical science. It's not merely about soothing melodies or the calming effect of a gentle voice. It's about measurable vibrations that intersect with our biology in profound ways. Clinical studies offer a window into this world of therapeutic frequencies. For instance, sound therapy has been found to lower blood pressure and reduce migraine headache symptoms. In hospitals, the implementation of music therapy programs demonstrates marked improvements in patient recovery rates and pain management. The data is compelling. Certain frequencies can encourage the release of endorphins, the body's natural pain. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you or added value, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, keep listening, keep growing, and keep shining. Stay blessed.